Just because Sally up the road's got a six-pack and she trains in a certain way doesn't mean if I train the same way, I'm going to have the same thing. Welcome back! Oh my god, it has been a hot minute since I have made a YouTube video, but we're here. Sorry for the hiatus, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Amelia and I am a personal trainer. I live in Cornwall and I work online and in person. Sorry if you can hear the dog barking, I've got my little doggy down here with me. And I have spent the last year, just under a year, since I came back from travelling, working fully self-employed, building up my business, and I did upload a couple of YouTube videos last year, and then business got busier and I just put a lot more time into my other platforms. So I've made a bit of a promise to myself to upload more regularly now. So yes, welcome to the channel. I thought we could kickstart with a fun Q&A. So I asked you guys over on my Instagram and TikTok for some questions and you sent me through some good ones, so let's get going. First question I've got is how to gain confidence exercising, i.e. form, when you've spent some time away from it. I feel like I've got lots to say here. So first things first, if you're in a gym, reach out to the gym staff, ask the coaches for help. I used to work in a gym and it is our job, it's why we're there, we're more than happy to help. So whether it's how to set up a machine, or can you just check my form on this exercise, or if you're doing a program on your phone, for example, what does this exercise mean? Where do I find this kettlebell? Whatever it is, go ask the staff and they are usually always full of helpful tips and really, really happy to help. Another option, if you can, is to do some sessions with a personal trainer. I get people coming to me for a one-off or for a block of 5 sessions just to work on their technique, gain their confidence, ensure that they know what they're doing on the fundamental movements, and then they can go off and spread their wings and do their thing. So never feel like you have to commit long term to a PT. I have some people come to me, like I said, just for a short burst, just to get their confidence up and ensure they're doing everything correctly and safely, so that would be another option. With my online clients, I do form analysis through videos, so I get them to film themselves doing the exercise, and then they either attach it as a comment to their workout, which they can do on the app that I use, or they send it to me separately, and I will watch that video and I will give my top tips on just how to perfect the movement and how to ensure that they're doing it in the right way, doing it safely and feeling it in the right places. Obviously there is social media. It is the best thing and the worst thing at times, but there are some brilliant qualified personal trainers out there who are able to break down technique for you and give you some tips and cues to make sure you're doing it correctly, including me, so feel free to go and give me a follow if you'd like. My socials will be down in the box below. Once you've got that validation that you're training correctly, your confidence is going to grow so much, whether you're training from home or a gym. So yeah, those would be my top tips. Let's do the next question. How do you add to your meals with examples of getting each of what you need in, i.e. protein? So it's definitely important that when we're thinking about nutrition, we are focusing on adding in lots of whole foods to our meals, to our snacks as well. In terms of protein, generally speaking, you want to think about having about 30 grams of protein per main meal, and then around 15 grams per snack if you can. Personally, I don't really like tracking. It has never worked with me and it doesn't work with many of my clients. I think it can become a bit obsessive and it can be easy to lose that sort of intuition around food when you're doing so. I think it's important to tap into your hunger cues, and like I said, adding loads of nutritious whole foods into your meals. So make sure you're bulking your meals out. For example, make sure you're getting in plenty of carbs, i.e. oats, pasta, rice, bread, potatoes, sweet potato, whatever it might be, different grains. Those are fabulous carbs to make sure that your energy is up and that you're able to fuel yourself and train hard. Ensure that you're getting protein source in, like I said. Some great examples: if you eat meat, obviously meat, fish, eggs, etc. If you are veggie or vegan, then legumes, tofu, beans. There are plenty of alternatives now to meats as well. Greek yogurt is one of my faves. There are plenty of sources of proteins that you can get through whole foods. So yeah, making sure you're getting in your carbohydrates, your proteins, your healthy fats. Things again like Greek yogurt, avocado, oily fish, fruits and veggies. Bulk your meals out with fruits and veggies if you enjoy them. Fabulous source of fibre, also great for vitamins and minerals, boosting our immunity, all the good things. So yeah, pack it out with those two. And just focus on balance. I don't like thinking about restricting. I love eating in balance. Of course, not every meal, not every day is perfect, and Some days I eat like a child at a birthday party, and that is fully okay. I just ensure that majority of the time I'm trying to bulk my meals out with plenty of delicious whole foods, things that my body needs and wants to stay healthy and thriving and full of energy. I also find that when I'm eating bigger, more sustaining meals that keep me fuller for longer, I crave less snacks throughout the day because my energy levels are up. Of course I will snack, and I fully allow myself to if I feel like I need to, but the more I eat in my main meals, the more it just fills me up for that portion of the day, and the more that I feel like I can give in the gym as well. So yeah, plenty of benefits, but my personal ethos is to try and listen to your body and listen to your hunger cues and just eat a balance and eat plenty of whole foods. Okay, next question. I really want abs for summer. What can I integrate into my routine now to achieve a six-pack? So my whole ethos as a coach is taking the focus away from purely aesthetics. Of course, it's absolutely fine to have aesthetic goals and to want to change things about ourselves, but if that is the only goal you have, you'll find you'll get bored quite quickly. So I really like to focus on performance, on hitting a new PB or being able to do a new movement for the first time. But in terms of this question, in terms of getting abs for summer, first thing I'm going to say, this is massively genetic, okay? So even if we all ate the same and we all trained the same, we still would look different, and that's a really, really important thing to remember here. Just because Sally up the road's got a six-pack and she trains in a certain way doesn't mean if I train the same way, I'm going to have the same thing. So just be aware that it may or may not be possible to have a six-pack by summer. In terms of what can you integrate into your routine now to start working your core, start working your abs, I like to do a combination of the sort of deeper core work and then also the kind of exercises that will strengthen up those six-pack abs. So in regards to the deeper core work, that's more things like low planks, dead bug holds, dead bug heel taps, active hangs, and just ensuring that I'm engaging my core throughout any exercise that I'm doing. And then the stuff that's more the external abs is butterfly sit-ups, hanging knee raises, crunches, etc. I like to incorporate a little bit of both into my routine and into my clients' routines as well, but please, like I said, just do be aware that having that appearance of abs or a six-pack is fairly genetic. And just ensure that you're enjoying your training, enjoying the process, and maybe thinking of some little goals that you can work towards on your journey. Okay. The video that I posted asking for questions had me doing pull-ups in it, so I've got a couple questions on how to get my first pull-up, or can you give me some tips on building up to pull-ups like these? And yes, I can definitely give you some tips. Pull-ups are fun but frustrating to train for. As I'm sure we all know, men naturally are more able when it comes to their upper body strength and movements such as push-ups and pull-ups, and us females just have to work a little bit harder to be able to get that. And it took me 2 years of training efficiently and trying to get my first pull-up, so do be aware that it can be a long process, and that's okay. So that's what I mean, you've just got to enjoy the process. Some of my favourite movements to do while you work towards your first pull-up are seated pull-ups, where you are sat on the ground in a squat rack and you reach up. So you set a bar that you can reach up to while you're still sat underneath the bar. Pull your feet in towards you, and then it's pulling your chin up over the bar, doing your pull-up whilst using the assistance of your feet on the ground, and then coming bottom to the ground between every single rep. That is a great starting point for sure. Doing banded pull-ups, I like to put the bands across the J-hooks and stand on that rather than up over the top and hopping to get my foot into a band. You can move the J-hooks up or down, so the higher up they are, the easier it's going to be, the lower the harder. In terms of bands, the more bands there are on it, obviously the easier it's going to be because you've got more bounce, more resistance, and the thicker the bands are, the easier. So you can play about with it and really track your progress by knowing that, okay, I was doing it at this height and now it's feeling a little bit easier. I'm able to move the band down. Maybe I'm able to take a band away or use a thinner band, and that way you know that you are progressing. So that's a good way to do it. Also doing tempo work, eccentrics, pauses, etc. So pausing for 2 seconds in the top position, controlling that descent, working on the eccentric nice and slow on the way down is going to build time under tension and going to build strength in the movement and help you to improve your pull-ups. And the main thing I would say with these is just be consistent. If you are training them at least once a week, that is fabulous. They are the exercise, unfortunately, that when you stop training it, you can lose them. So just stay consistent with them and just keep on working at it. Someone has said, how do you remember to stay motivated? I'm like, wow, I'm a gym girl for 3 months, then I'll go on holiday or even just home for a weekend and I cannot get myself back. Let me just tell you, motivation is not always there. I am not always motivated. Motivation levels are gonna come and gonna go. They're gonna ebb and flow, and if we purely relied on motivation, none of us would be consistent. I always encourage my clients when they're struggling to have a think about their why. Why did they start this journey? Why did they sign up to training with me? Why did they sign up to the gym? What was it that got them there? And have a little think about that. So whether it is that you want to work on your pull-ups, you want to gain confidence, you want to feel strong and capable in your body, whatever it is, remind yourself of that. And remind yourself how training makes you feel. Majority of the time, you're going to leave a session feeling better than when you started. You're going to have those endorphins, you're going to have that little boost of energy, and it's going to make you feel good. So even if you're struggling to get yourself there, and trust me, I know that showing up is often the hardest part, remind yourself of how you're going to feel afterwards. And a little mantra that I sometimes say to myself is that future Amelia is going to thank me. So let's just go. And the thing is, you don't have to be putting in 110% every single session. Even if you're not feeling your best, you're better off just showing up, doing what you can, whether it's just a gentle warm-up, a few movements and you're done, a quick half an hour, or you know, whatever it is that is sort of your comfort zone and feels doable on that day. You can just show up and do that and you're going to feel better than if you didn't go at all. So yeah, knowing that you don't have to put 100% into every session is going to make a difference, I think. And yeah, just remind yourself of your why, remind yourself that it can turn a bad day into a better one, and don't rely on motivation alone because it's not going to be there all the time. Someone else asked what to do if they lose motivation, so same goes to you, my friend. Okay, how to get rid of guilt after having a takeaway once in a while. I've lost a lot of weight and I know it doesn't ruin my progress, but the voice is still there and is draining me. As I said, when it comes to nutrition, rather than thinking about restricting, keep on thinking about adding nutritious foods in and allowing yourself balance, allowing yourself the takeaways from time to time, allowing yourself the food that you enjoy, and it's not labeling food as good or bad, so not in your head categorizing takeaways as a bad thing that I shouldn't have, because the more you tell yourself you shouldn't have something, the more you're going to want it. We all know that to be true. Progress is no straight trajectory, okay? It is a little bit like this. But the main thing is consistency. So long as you're consistently fueling your body with the things that it needs, the things that make yourself feel good, and so long as you're not eating takeaways every single night, you are fine, okay? One takeaway is not going to ruin your progress. One meal is not going to make you unhealthy. Allow yourself it, enjoy it, and know that ultimately, if you want to feel fitter and healthier for life, it has to be a lifestyle and it has to be sustainable. Banning yourself from takeaways forever just isn't sustainable. So learning to eat and learning to train in a way that can support you for the rest of your life is the most important thing here. And that includes balance. That includes the odd takeaway. It's certainly not going to ruin your progress. So next time you're having these feelings, feeling guilty, just remind yourself of this. Or save this video so that you can come back to this point and listen again. When it comes to nutrition, when it comes to your training, it's just about consistency over time, balance, and doing things sustainably. If we're restricting what we're eating and if we're sticking to a really intense diet, ultimately we're not going to be able to stick to that forever and we're going to fall off, and then we haven't learned how to eat in a way that does sustain us for the rest of our lives. So enjoy it, girl. I know I love a takeaway from time to time. Ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum bum. Guys, those are all my questions. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. And I hope that something that I've said today has clicked or landed in some way for you. If it has, I'd love to hear. Feel free to drop a comment below or drop me a message over on Instagram or TikTok if it has. And if I answered your question today, I really hope that that was helpful for you. I really, really enjoyed sitting down and having a little chat with you guys, actually. And like I said at the start, I am excited to be making some more long form content. So I'm planning to do some videos around form, technique, some little workout videos, some at-home workouts, some more of the lifestyle-y, vloggy videos that I did before. And yeah. Also, spring is arriving in Cornwall, so we're going to be getting out into the sea plenty, and I've got my camera, I've got my GoPro to take you out with me. But if there's anything particular that you want to see, feel free to pop it in a comment below, because I would love to know what it is that you guys are interested in, and I'd love to know what people are watching on YouTube these days. So yeah, do let me know, and I will see you next time. Big love, take care.